Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining Debbie and I today. Today is Thursday, July 7th, and July is about goal setting, right? It was a time management and goal setting today, but what other topics do we have for this month? So we give them a little quick sneak peek, Deb.
Um, I also have, along with time management and organizing yourself, things about prioritizing your, days and, working with boards and stuff like that. So today we're going to talk about goals, whether it's a long-term goal or a short-term goal. Mostly I'm focusing on short-term goals today. So like a monthly goal. I
Good.
do have a monthly goal worksheet that I can send out to anybody that wants it. It helps with getting you organized for the month. So instead of looking at the big long picture, which would be your goal that you set in November or December for your year, this keeps you in tune with everything that's happening for your month.
Yeah, no goals. I mean, you got to have your hourly goals, daily goals, weekly goals, monthly goals, and we could go on for hours and hours. We just want to give you a quick, like 15-minute things to think about. But of course, reach out to Debbie or me, and we'll set some time aside to go over specific because everybody doesn't have the same time. Everybody doesn't have the same life. So you got to fill it in and fit it into your schedule the way you want to do it. So today, we're just going to jump right in and go into the agenda. Today is about goals, knowing your numbers, and taking action. So we'll just jump into SMART goals. So number one, set goals correctly are SMART goals: specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and timely. So Deb, you want to take over like what you train agents on with specific goals?
Yeah, so knowing what you want to do, like he said, hourly, daily, monthly, start with that. Once you attain your goal for your week or for your month, then you can up that goal for the next month and so on till you reach your year end goal. But be specific. So if your goal is, I need to put more time in my week so that I can spend it with my kids because it's summertime, right? Put that in your time block. Use that so that you know that I have to specifically mark off time to spend with my significant other or with my children. Put an hour in for making cold calls. Put an hour in for social media. Make them specific and stay to the task. You're your own boss. So there's nobody looking over your shoulder saying, hey, you didn't do your stuff today. You have to do that for your own self.
No, I'm glad you brought in the personal stuff first, because I always suggest you put your personal stuff in your day and your calendar first, because sometimes when agents get busy, they sometimes, when they're really busy, sometimes forget and don't have time for that personal stuff, or sometimes you're working, you don't realize how much you're working, or you think you're working more than you are, and you're just saying, okay, now it's time for some personal time or taking a break, or okay, and then you don't realize when you work for yourself, all of a sudden you're taking a time for a break. It's just a random break, and next you know it's an hour and a half break. You know, you are working for yourself. So specific goals is like what exactly what Deb said is like, what am I going to accomplish this hour? What am I going to do for this personal stuff and spending time with people? And then measurable, you know, what's your top things about being how to measure everything?
Well, setting that time limit. So we kind of got into that a little bit with the specific, but make sure that they're measurable. So I'm going to call 10 people a day so that I have 70 people called at the end of the week. Or if you want to have 100 people called at the end of the week, then you just time it out so that you're calling so many people during the day, or pop bys or whatever it is. I'm going to spend an hour on social media and only spend that hour so that you're focused on that particular thing. If your phone rings, let it go to voicemail. You can look at that after the fact, but stay on task and make sure that you have them measured so that you're giving a time restraint for those things.
Right. And of course, the great thing about text messaging today, I always tell people is that if it's, so many people today feel like they have to pick up the phone every time it rings. And today with text messaging, going back 30 years, we had to pick up the phone. Before, if we might not have been on a phone that had voicemail or a recording machine on it. So if we didn't pick it up, we were losing the call. And today, people really need to get a hold of you. They'll send a text like emergency or whatever. You can put that in your voicemail. So when you are scheduling your time and exactly measurable, like I'm going to work for this amount of time and do this task for this amount of time, that's step one. Measurable two, we could go on again for hours about this. Measurable is how many appointments, but the starts with the calls, and then there's how many appointments do I want, how many new buyers I want, how many new listings do I want, then those equal the sales, and how many new sales do I want per month, or per quarter, per year. So oops, hit my mouse there, jumped ahead there. And so it all starts with how much you're going to work. And next is attainable. Attainable is like, you can't, just like Deb was saying, it's like start, 5 calls a day. What can you get? What can you attain so you don't get discouraged, right? Do you agree with that, Deb?
Yes. If you set your goal too high, you're going to get discouraged and you'll be like, I will never get to that. So set it at an attainable level. And then the next month you can move it up and move it up and move it up. Don't make it so small that, I'm only going to make 2 calls today. You have to push yourself a little bit to make sure that you're getting there, but don't make it so reach for the stars that you can't possibly do it. Your reach for the stars can be your vision board. I want that Lamborghini, or I want that cruise. That's your vision board. That's for your reach for the stars. But this, we're talking about your monthly goals or your weekly goals so that you can get yourself into a habit of doing these things all the time to make your business grow.
Right. Those little goals equal the big goals. You can't jump ahead. You can't
Right.
do that. And then relevant, like the goals are something that you really want to obtain, relevant to you. You want to do it. If you have a goal like and you're not really want it, it's something that you really relevant to you. Just like I know there's agents out there just don't work this business as much as they want because their goals are not like some other goals. Like we have agents selling hundreds of homes a year, and we have agents that never want to that's not relevant to them. It's not what they want. So set your goal. And we have some great agents that do this outside of other jobs and stuff, and their goals are just 5, 6, 7 homes a year, and they're great agents. If you're happy with that and you give people good service, that's good. What else do you have on top of that, Debbie?
That pretty much says most of it about relevant. Yeah, make sure it's all the same, all relevant to what you're doing. And relevancy also, remember to include your personal life too.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't know. I can't even count how many times a week I'm on a conversation with an agent because they're trying to compare. They talk to another agent or they talk to this. And I hate the word only. They sometimes they say, I only sold. You change someone's life, you help them with it. That's okay. It's kind of like a fancy restaurant that has 2 tables in it that only has a certain number of reservations. Does that restaurant, a fancy restaurant, say, hey, we only had 20 customers today? If McDonald's said that, they're not going to survive. But there's some restaurants that go, I want to just have just enough clients and customers that I could support 100% and give all my time to and give great service to. This is about service. It's not about numbers. The real estate is not like McDonald's. If you love McDonald's, great, but the comparison, so being a rock star in real estate is doing great service no matter how many houses you sell. So please keep that in mind. I've been doing this 30 years, not to say other people in real estate don't know what they're talking about, but some are really just concentrating on numbers, and how many houses they can sell. And I'm all about quality, quality, quality. And that's timely. This is it. You have to, why you have to go with the daily goals. Like example, someone just said, I want to sell 20 more homes this year, and that's your only goal that you have, and you don't have all those daily goals. You might not hit that soon enough, and you just drop off. You like feel like you're not going to get there, so you drop off and you stop trying to obtain your goals. So I always suggest those smaller goals. Like I worked for an hour, 2 hours. I made 20 calls, 30 calls. I reached out to people. I had good conversations with people. You know that if you do those day-to-day goals and obtain those, you're going to get to those big goals. So you have to have those daily or weekly wins in your mind. Do you agree with that?
Yes, I absolutely do. And we have a lot of people that we've been working with for the past few months that just came out of school, and some of them are actually doing that. Some came out and just started going gangbusters, and that's okay. And then you have other people who have other jobs, so they're trying to fit it around that, and that's okay too, because we'll help anybody do anything. But keeping yourself organized, getting your goals together, and putting them in the I just totally screwed that up. But that's okay.
No, but I was saying, I think you were just keeping track of everything.
Yes, keeping
also-
track.
And also, and I'm sure you get conversations with our newer agents with this too. Sometimes they feel like, I get in conversations with agents after 6 months, a year, and they, especially our newer ones, I go, I'm sorry, I only, it doesn't, to me, this is a marathon, not a sprint. It depends upon where you want to be. It sometimes takes time, or when you're ready for it. We have agents today that have been with us 10, 15 years that are doing more business today they did 10 years ago or 15 years ago. I have agents that had full-time jobs 15, 20 years ago, and now they're retired from those jobs and now doing very, very well in real estate because they have more time. So as long as you stay in the game, you're a player in the game to me. So don't worry about those goals. They don't, just make sure that you know that you're moving in the right direction with your time, with your smart goals and what you want to accomplish, and you're trying to move forward. Trying to move backward is doing nothing every day for a long period of time. I know you could have those days off, but if you go weeks, months without doing anything to try to better your business, of course it's not going to go anywhere. So could be small steps.
That's true. Yep.
Things about, I like this about a little bit about habits, establishing new behaviors. I'm a big habit person. I mean, if it takes a while to get a habit of doing things. We all have habits. So you got to start sometimes when you want to, even though you've been in real estate for a while, anybody watching this, if you're not at your goals and levels you want to be, you're going to have to start new behaviors or habits or disciplines to get going. And then it gets your focus going. Because if you don't have those new habits and the new things, obviously if you keep on doing the old things that you've been doing, you're not going to change and not do anything new. Do you agree with that?
I do. This goes along with, remember, you're your own boss. So it's only going to work if you work it. And like we've said over and over and over again, that we're not the type of company that pushes people for transactions. We want you to make relationships. Establishing new behaviors to make those relationships is also going to make your business grow. Get out of your comfort zone, which is a big thing for me, because I talk to people all day long, but when I'm out in the public, not on real estate side, I tend to not talk anymore to people. So it's just something that I have to constantly work on, where if I'm out in the public, for a social gathering or something, I don't talk because I've been talking all day long and everything.
Right.
I just let everyone. So it's establishing new behaviors of actually talking to people when you're out and about, so that you'd be surprised.
I totally agree with
If you
that.
talk to people out there, then they know you're in real estate and something might pop up.
Exactly. I totally agree with that. I see that with myself. Sometimes at the end of the night, I'm just like, okay, I'm done talking because I've been talking.
I'm done talking. Yep.
All right, why don't you go over what our educational opportunities are coming up?
Okay, so there is a really cool class that is going to be on the university for those that are with Century 21 or any Realogy brands. It's on July 18th, and it's a business planning workshop with Mary Beth Holt. So that is on 21 online in the Century 21 University. We also have the business plan that Tony and Mike did back in November and December, which is on YouTube. And that's their 7-step series business plan, which you can use anytime. And I actually encourage anyone, it doesn't matter if you're with Century 21 or not, to go on Mike's YouTube and watch those business planning series, because he's someone who shares his tips, and if he uses this and it works, I happen to think that it might be a good business plan. So there's a couple different options for you, is my point. You don't have to just stay with one thing. If you don't feel like that's working for you, then go to a different one.
Yeah, and there's lots of obviously lots more different classes on 21 online and our university. And also, if you go, there's lots of material that's in there that they upload to scripts and business plans and spreadsheets. So there's a whole resource of things of over 50 years of real estate knowledge from Century 21 on there. So spend some time in the university and looking around. Also, Spark Your Business National Cookie Day on August 14th. So this is something that you could definitely put on your social media. It's something you could reach out to your past clients. You could text them, you could send them cookies, you could pop buys. So this is one of the reasons why we put these on our spreadsheets or on our presentations for our weekly meeting, because we want to give you ideas on how to reach out to people. There's all these different days out there, and I think when I see them on social media, I think people, they really respond to those. Do you see those too on social media?
Yeah. Yep.
No matter what
you
day.
can do something little on social media. Just today is National Chocolate Chip Cookie Day. Have you baked any cookies today? Run a poll and see if anybody answers your question, right? Because then you're creating a dialogue.
Right, share a recipe. So again, don't even wait for us. You could Google it. What would you Google, like national days of the week? I don't know, days of the month. I don't know. I'll figure this out. I want to see, what should I Google to find out all the obscure different days, like daughter days, son day, father-in-law day. There's a day for everything. I know it's not an official holiday, but there's something that you could do to reach out to people on that.
And your business builder has all of those days in there already planned out for you. You just have to use them. I'm sure Moxie will too. I'm still learning that one, but I'm sure they're going to have a lot of the same material, plus more. From what I gather, they're going to have a lot more material for marketing and stuff. So,
well, our next meeting will be July 14th, same time, about time management and organization. And then that's it for today, everybody. So let me stop sharing my screen. And that's it. So thanks for joining us. Remember, reach out to Debbie or me. We're happy to set some time aside to go over any of these topics more in detail. We just wanted to give you, 10, 15, 20-minute tops, little spark of information to maybe get your brain going on. Maybe I want to learn more about this topic. So anything else for today, Deb?
Nope, that's it. We're always available. If you need anything, all you got to do is let me know.
All right. Well, have a great day, everyone. Thanks, Deb.
Bye.
Bye-bye.